Welcome to another episode of Get the Food Out of Here. Freddie Rubino here with my wife Christine.
Hi everyone.
Today we're making a classic Italian dish, Manicotti.
No.
Manicotti.
That's right.
In Brooklyn, in New York, the Bronx, Jersey, we call it Manicotti.
Right.
I don't know why, but to the rest of the world it's called Manicotti. Remember Mrs. Manicotti?
Yes.
From the
Honeymooners.
Okay, let's start. Okay, because this might take the whole 20 minutes. First thing we're gonna do is you have to make the shells for the manicotti. Okay, and it's a very, very simple recipe. First, we need milk.
But tell them what you're going to do.
What am I gonna do?
It's not regular manicotti.
I'll show them as we go. We have to make the shells. The shells are always a big tube of pasta, right? But Italian Americans have changed it. So I'm going to show you what we're going to do. First, we got a half a cup. It's a cup and a half of whole milk. Right?
Yes, you're making crepes.
Don't give away the store.
You don't tell people a recipe without telling them what you're doing.
We're making crepes, okay? Crepes are the Italian-American manicotti.
That's the way our grandmothers used to make it.
Okay, I'll explain it all while I'm making the crepes. Right now, let me just show you a basic crepe recipe.
So that's a cup and a half of whole milk.
Cup and a half of whole milk. 2 eggs. I usually have this ready. What happened to me?
I didn't help you this time.
Oh, that's what it is. 2 eggs.
Right. And never do that, people. Put them into a different bowl in case you get shell in there. Then
You get a shell, you get a shell.
And then you got to stick your hand in with the blade.
No, I don't care. You get a shell, you get a shell. What do you want from me? You're lucky to be eaten.
Cup and a half of milk, 2 eggs.
Cup and a half of milk, 2 eggs. Now a little salt. About a half a teaspoon. Correct?
Yes.
Half a teaspoon of salt and a cup of all-purpose flour.
Right.
It's all purposes. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
You like that?
Good.
Okay, now you could use a blender.
Your preferred method is a blender. We don't have one, so we're using food processor.
We got a food processor.
I will.
I'll
kill you today.
Ding, 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 ding. Okay. We put it in the food processor for 30 seconds. Correct?
Yes.
Now in a blender, it's the same. Same thing in a blender, 30 seconds. And if you want to stop it halfway,
And scrape it.
scrape it a little bit in case there's some flour on the side. Let me get some flour on the side. Okay? And then another 10 or 15 seconds. That's it.
It's so easy.
It's too easy. Now crepes could be used for breakfast. If you ain't making crepes, look what it's done. The crepes are done.
No, they're not done. The batter is done.
I'll batter you.
Everybody share this, please.
Okay. Now this has to sit for 15 minutes because there's bubbles in it.
Air bubbles.
Air bubbles. So what we're going to do is we'll set it off to the side. We already made a batch because we can't wait for 15 minutes. I got drinking to do. That's a good wine. So we have to make this hot. We have a crepe pan. Have you ever seen a crepe pan?
Have you?
It's right here. Okay, a crepe pan is beautiful.
Bring it over here for a second.
Hot.
So what?
You have to get a crepe pan.
And if you can't, use a small non-stick pan.
No, you get a crepe pan.
You don't have to.
Okay. This recipe makes about 10 crepes. So if you're doing it for breakfast crepes, you're going to have 10 breakfast little crepes with the little apple in it.
All right, let's stop with the breakfast.
Okay. Now, I have one already.
The batter makes 10 crepes.
The batter makes 10 crepes. Now, I have it here. This has been out for a little while. This is...
A 1/4 cup measure.
Would you be quiet? This is a 1/4 cup of crepe. And it's perfect for this pan. Okay, honey? Now, this pan is not non-stick.
No.
So, you need a pan. Now, if you want to use the original pan, or what's the other pan?
The pan with the flour in it.
Right. So look, a light spray. That's it. Light spray, back on, let it get a little warm. I'm going to make it hotter and then we're going to turn it down. This has to be on medium heat. Not high, not low. Now, if you ever made pancakes, you know like the first pancake never comes out quite right?
Yeah.
Right?
Same thing with this.
Don't get discouraged.
Don't get discouraged.
Shut your mouth. I've been drinking. Don't get discouraged. If the first one doesn't come out right, or the second, keep going. I gotta get this hot. Okay, we're gonna make a couple. Okay?
You have to pour it in and
then immediately turn it.
turn it so it gets all over with your wrist.
Look at that. How's that?
Good.
Okay? Now, you'll see it drying out immediately. Keep it over there, honey.
See how the edges are already getting cooked?
The edges are getting cooked already. Okay? Now, you gotta wait. It only takes like 1.5 minutes on each side. Mm-hmm. Right?
Right. Keep sharing, everyone.
Keep shit. Now, you see how it's so delicate on the sides? You gotta wait a little while longer.
Yeah, you gotta wait till it's a little firmer.
Yeah, but don't wait too long. Now, this is an electric oven, and they suck. So this will burn.
Yeah.
If you're not on top of this,
Yeah.
oh, you gotta be on top of this like it's your sister. Okay? Look at that.
I think your flame's a little too hot.
I think the flame's too hot. Boom!
There you go.
There it is.
That's a perfect crepe.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Usually the first one screws up. Don't be discouraged. Remember Home on the Range? Seldom was heard a discouraging word. Look, we made some already. Look how I banged these out.
Yes, and when you're making them and storing them, please put parchment paper in between each one so they don't stick. And they freeze well with the parchment paper in between each one.
And don't drink and then say parchment paper because you spit and it gets all over the people. Okay, so, you see how it's still steaming? That means that it's still cooking.
Yeah, it's got a little moisture in it.
Still got a little moisture. Okay, we're going to make 2 just to show you how it's done.
Do you have your paper ready?
I don't have my paper, but I could put it here. And then I'll have my paper. Look at that one. See how beautiful those are?
Yep.
Okay, this one's done.
That's it.
Isn't that beautiful?
It's so simple.
Now, when you put the parchment paper, you only do it as wide as one of them, right?
Yeah, just put it down. Don't.
And then look what happens.
Just put it down. It rolls up. So here's the trick for the parchment paper.
You crumble it, you spread it out, and it stays.
Not really. That's not how I would do it, but okay.
You crumble it like it's your dreams after you got married. A little bit, another little spray, not a lot, a little. Okay? And then we do another one. Now you could see that there might come a time where you just want to bang out a lot of Manicotti. Echo, stop.
You can make these the night before.
We have a batch in. Oh, look at that. What do you got to do now? You got to let it set. Am I right?
Yeah, they got to set up inside.
Otherwise, you're eating lava. But those are magnificent. All right, we're going. Okay, you see again? The steam coming off? You got to let that happen. It's got to happen. Look at that.
People, if he could do this, anybody could do this.
This is a crepe pan. Okay?
You said that already.
Crepe pan. I love saying crepe pan. Look at that.
Perfect. until you did that.
Your mouth. Okay, listen. Spend some time. Make 10 crepes for Manicotti. Make 10 crepes for breakfast. They're phenomenal. It's so easy to do.
You can make them as long as you store them between parchment paper. You can freeze them or refrigerate them.
Now, Italian Americans like me, okay, there was no way to make the macaroni that goes around them. It's a macaroni tube, really, Manicotti, right?
Yeah.
So what happens is, instead of going out and buying Ronzoni,
I think you're good with that.
we're good now, right? Let's start putting them together. Instead of going out and buying Ronzoni, the Manicotti,
Those shells are so thick, and they get overcooked.
what Italian Americans have done is they took the same ingredients, the flour, the eggs, the milk, and what did they do? They put them together and just made it easier. This way we could have Manicotti. We gotta have Manicotti. Okay, so don't tell me you're not Italian, you don't do it. I give you a wrap you like a Christmas present.
Listen, our grandmothers made this.
That's right. My grandmother couldn't speak English. She came to this country, she was like, let's make Manicotti. Okay, now the filling. The filling is just as easy. Ricotta.
You need a knife for that.
I'm glad it has the seal.
Otherwise, somebody might have licked it.
You know what I'm saying? That's what kind of disgraziadas there are in this world. People licking ricotta. Doesn't sound bad. Okay. First thing we need is...
1 cup.
This is going to be a very simple... We're just trying to show you...
Now, just to make this clear, the batter recipe was for 10 crepes. This recipe is for 5. 1 cup of ricotta and 1 cup of mozzarella.
Very good, honey.
Is for 5 crepes. So when you're making the whole batch of 10, you double your filling recipe.
That's it. You're making 15? How many cups?
I don't know.
You don't know.
3.
3?
3.
Madonna mia. If it was the Macy's bill, you'd know all about it, right?
Not the bill, but the sale. I could figure out the 30% off in a minute.
30% off. Okay, so to make 5, it's 1 cup. And if you have 1 cup of ricotta, how much mozzarella do you need?
1 cup.
1 cup for 1 cup. 1 cup shredded mozzarella. Ba-boom.
Use the Polio or whatever brand dry mozzarella. If you use the fresh mozzarella with this, it's too wet.
We used them Polio. And remember the tip my wife gave you another time?
Throw it in the freezer for 20 minutes before you grate it.
Look at this. Look at this beautiful mixture. Now you do need some salt.
Yes, a half a teaspoon.
Another half a teaspoon. Himalaya. Ooh, Himalaya. He's lucky if he gets that. Okay. And some parsley. Okay? Fresh parsley. Look at that. Now, you know, look, you just take the parsley.
A lot more than that.
No, not for the 5. For the 10 we did. Okay? Look, you just get the parsley. You roll it like this. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And you cut. Look at me. Look at me. I don't know why parsley goes so good with this. Why does it go so good?
It doesn't really taste like anything. It just really gives it fresher and
it gives it a fresh
nice color.
herb type of deal there.
And a nice color.
Okay, that's it. That's your filling for 5 Manicotti. Okay? You got 10 Manicotti? You double it.
Double it.
You got 20 Manicotti? Quadruple it. Oh, quadruple hoople. Okay.
You don't need an egg. It stays nice.
You don't need an egg. Believe me, you don't. What happens when you put the egg in it?
It gets runnier.
It runs like your sister towards the track team. Okay. Now, I tell everybody, buy the pastry bags.
In this day and age with Amazon, there's no reason why you can't have a little box of pastry bags in your cupboard.
You make one phone call.
But if you don't want to, use the Ziploc bags, the sandwich bags, but use the freezer kind because then they're stronger.
You done? Look, see this? Look what my wife taught me to do. You make a big cuff and then you stick your hand in the cuff. Okay? Then you fill the bag. Don't put too much on it. Because when you do this, you close your hand on it and you could... See that?
I can't see it because you turn your hand every time.
Look, you push it in and then you squeeze it with your hand and now it's in the bag. It's in the bag. Okay, so let's fill the bag with enough to make the 5 or so Manicotti. Okay? This isn't that hard, people. And for some reason, Manicotti is always a beginner. It's never, we had Manicotti for dinner and that's it. It was always, you start with Manicotti and then you work your way.
If you want to put grated cheese in it, you can. I don't like grated cheese.
Okay, look. You take it, you spin it, but first we have to cut the bottom. I like to cut it 1 finger up. Honey, 1 finger up. If you're lucky.
I have no comment.
Shut your mouth. Okay? 1 finger up, and then it's the perfect size
Width.
and width for the Manicotti.
All right, can we get started here?
We're doing it! Okay, we have the pan. First thing you do is with the leftover sauce, coat the bottom of the pan. It shouldn't be swimming. Right, honey?
Yes.
Just coat it. You make the best sauce. Let me tell you something. I could drink this sauce. I just might drink this sauce. Okay. Now, these are still warm, so I'm going to take some that I did before. Look at that. Okay. Want to get a good view? Mm-hmm. Okay. Which one was it? It was this one. Okay, you twist it, and you just go right down the middle.
Look how thick that is. You don't need the egg.
I got some thickness. I got thickness going on. Look at that. You roll it.
Seam side down in the pan.
Seam side down.
And a good tip is don't make them touch because then they're so hard to get out of the pan.
Listen to her. If you have, of course, when you're making it for a lot of people, you have the big dish, the long dish.
Try and leave a little space in between each one.
Leave a little space. Because they stick to each other. Mm-hmm. Okay, we're going to do another one. Look, this is how you say, oh, we're banging them out. This is how you bang them out. Okay? Look at this. See, usually you would try and squeeze like 5 in there.
Yeah.
No, just put 3 in there.
Listen, there's no reason why you can't use, if you're making a lot of them, a sheet pan.
You're right. And with the space, right?
Yes.
Here we go again. Ooh. Whoa. Okay, you get the drift, right? There's no reason to boil the macaroni. No one, when I was growing up, had a pasta machine. Did anybody have a pasta machine when you...
No.
We didn't have nothing. Okay, put some sauce on top.
Try and get to the ends because you don't want the ends to burn while it's melting and heating up the cheese inside.
Nobody had a pasta machine. So what did they do? They improvised. They said, you know what? I'll make a crepe. Go crepe yourself. Look at that.
That's nice.
Now we're going to put some mozzarella on it. Of course, the fresh mozzarella. Not the fresh mozzarella.
The dry fresh mozzarella.
If you put fresh mozzarella, homemade, it's going to be watery. Right?
Yes.
Remember that?
Yeah.
It was water, I tell you. So, a polio, a commercial cheese, a little bit frozen, half frozen, a little grate.
Don't freeze it completely because you'll have a really hard time grating it. It's happened to me.
Look at that. Okay, look. I just made it in 20 minutes. Okay? No big deal. No big deal. And get your kids involved. Your kids will learn how to make this. Make extra crepes for breakfast. 350 degree oven, 20 minutes.
Correct.
Correct, Chris?
Middle rack.
Middle rack. 350 degrees. And there's your finished product. I'm going to get a plate. Ah, this is where it all comes together. You know what? I got to pick it up. This is where the fun happens, right?
You're using the wrong tools there.
What should I use?
Use the big spatula in there that we use.
What big spatula?
The big one.
Oh. But you know what? You have to do it on both sides.
I'd love to see it.
See, this is why you have to put a space in between.
Right.
Because look at that.
Very nice.
Honey, how'd I do? How you doing?
Good job.
If they were touching,
You'd never get them out.
you would never get them out. What a beautiful... There's no forks, honey.
You know, they're in the dishwasher. I just washed the dishes.
Here we go.
Now, show them. It didn't run out.
Didn't run out.
It's very creamy. You don't need the egg. The egg will only hurt you in this case.
Look at these Manicotti. Look.
Look at the... Let me see the cheese. Nice. And that's been sitting there for a few minutes.
The creaminess. The creaminess of the ricotta.
You won't get that creaminess if you put the egg in it.
Can I tell you people something? I don't care where you go in this world. Anytime you buy a ravioli or a manicotti that's frozen, it never comes creamy.
No, it gets grainy from being frozen.
It gets grainy. This is just, Oh, honey.
I wish you'd make that kind of noises at other times.
I do, when we have lasagna. Okay, listen. There's no reason not to make beautiful, homemade manicotti. Look at this. Look.
You're putting your fork that was in your mouth in my big pot of sauce.
No. The ricotta becomes
Let me see that.
creamy.
Look at that ricotta.
Oh,
That's the creamiest, most beautiful ricotta.
I got the creamiest ricotta. Okay. If we don't leave, you will see me eat 3, possibly 6 manicotti.
Do I smell a challenge?
No. I thought I could, but these are very filling. Look at that. People, you're cheating your family and yourself. For 20 minutes worth of work, you make the most absolutely perfect
Even if you're
homemade food.
even if you're only using this recipe on the holidays, it's worth it.
It's worth it. Oh, you people. Oh, that's not the way my way. I don't care. Freddie Rubino here with Christine saying, we gotta go. I'm just getting started, honey.
Okay.
I ate a tray It's a small tray. Please make the crepes, wherever they've gone to, right here. Please share these on Italian sites, on cooking sites. We want Italian Americans, I don't care if you're third or fourth generation, to come back to our culture. Come back and eat the food that made us great. Try it, share this recipe, and thank God you know Christine and Freddie. I salute everybody. Freddie Rubino, get the food out of here.